Look at what texture can do to your cards. When we think about texture on cards, we often think about dry embossing. And dry embossing is great. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But there are other ways that you can add some really cool texture to your cards. And one of them is using embossing paste. So on this particular card, I used embossing paste, and I have a video to show you exactly how I created it using a little bit of my Shy Shamrock, some embossing paste, and this mask or stencil. And just put that in behind so that you can see just a little bit better. So this one has, it's sort of a flower pattern, but not really. So when I did that, this is what you end up with. So my video shows you exactly how I got this piece, and this is dried. And it doesn't take very long to dry. So we are going to use this in a card. And it makes you want to reach out and touch it. I think you can probably hear that. It's got sort of a, almost like a sandpapery feel to it, which is a really neat idea. So we're going to make a St. Paddy's Day card. And so what if you don't have a stamp that says Happy St. Paddy's Day? I've pulled in a couple things from the ephemera. So we have a variety of different ephemera packs, and these come in handy when you want to make some really quick cards, or if you want to do something a little different. So with the ones that are saying something, a bunch of different words, and there's some larger ones and there are some smaller ones, I am going to pull this happy, and I already have that here. And we're going to use that, and we are going to hand letter, yes, hand letter, a little bit ourselves down at the bottom. So I'm just going to draw a really light pencil line, and to try and get it really straight, so I'm going to line this up here, which I think is probably straight. You can probably barely see that, but there is a very light pencil line. And because this is Shy Shamrock, I've pulled in the Stampin' Up marker, and I'm going to use the bullet tip of the Stampin' Up marker. And you want to just maybe take a little piece and you want to play with it a little bit, and we're going to just letter what we want to say. Now, something I've always wondered is if it's St. Paddy or if it's St. Patty, and maybe you can put a comment in and let me know. So it's going to be something like that, maybe a little bit smaller, and then my happy is going to go above it. So I'm just going to letter that. I'll try and make sure that you can see it properly. So you could put this in pencil first if you want, which is always great to do if you think you might make a spelling mistake. And when you're lettering your own stuff, it can happen. I've got my St. Paddy's Day. Now you want to take a white eraser and you just want to erase that line. So your marker is going to stay there as long as it doesn't have any water on it. So now we're going to take that and we're going to put the happy on, and the happy is going to need to go on with a little bit of glue. So one thing with the ephemera packs is that they don't have any stick on them. You stick them down yourself. So I'm just going to add a few dots of glue. So when you're adding your little dots, really don't press very hard with your glue, and you'll be able to get that fully dotted, shall we say. And then we're going to take our tweezers, and I'm just going to put that, where do I want it? Straight. I think I'm going to put it fairly crooked. I want it to be happy. And that makes it happy. And one of the reasons we're using the liquid glue, it's one, you have to apply some glue back there, and it'd be really hard to use a tape runner of any kind. But also because it is bumpy, I need it to stick, and it will stick to that embossing paste. So we've got our happy St. Paddy's Day. Now I've already done the card, and I have a piece of our designer series paper in the same color. I'm going to glue that down. And I'm going to glue the white over top, and this is going to go in the middle, as much in the middle as I can get it. And then we're going to glue this down on top, and this piece is smaller than the black and the Shy Shamrock decorated piece together, the patterned paper. Glue that down. But I like the little dots here because I thought they echoed these little dots as well. That down. Now I have two other little pieces of ephemera. I have a shamrock, and I have a heart. So I've already put some dimensionals on the back of these. And our shamrock is going to go over here, and our heart is just going to go down here. And then for something final, just to finish it off, we're going to take one of our in color shimmer gems in the, we'll take a large one, in the green. And no, we're not going to use a large one there because it's too big. We'll use a small one on top of the heart, I think. And then another small one, perhaps over, I don't want to do it, it's sort of a bit too obvious if you were to put it there. So let's just put it maybe down here. So there's your card, and then I just finished off the inside by putting another piece of our designer series paper, and then you can write with your marker and say whatever you want. So two cool things to do with your card. Add some texture. You've even got texture by having raised elements in these other ephemera, and then use your own lettering. Don't be afraid to put your own lettering onto a card. Thanks very much for joining me today. If you love this card, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to sign up for my email where I share exclusive tips and tricks weekly with all of my subscribers. Thanks very much for joining me. Have a great paper crafting day.